Hello Year 5, welcome to the planning stage of our non-chronological report writing. We looked at the features yesterday. What we're going to do today is have a look at how we can plan. Now I said you were going to be planning in 2 or 3 stages. The first stage is writing down your first thoughts. Now you're going to be writing about hedgehogs, so I suggest at the top of a sheet of paper you write the heading hedgehogs, and you're going to start off by writing down everything that you think you know already about hedgehogs. So think about what they look like. Perhaps you've seen one, you might have heard something about them at school or watched a TV programme about them. Write down anything that you can remember initially. Now, I'm writing about cats or domestic cats, so the type of cats you have as a pet. And I just jotted down what I knew. So I know that they're part of the feline family or the cat family, and that includes tigers and lions. I know they eat meat and they've got sharp teeth and they drink cat milk, but I know it has to be special cat milk. I know they sleep a lot. I know they have kittens and they are mammals. I know that the size of a cat is usually smaller than a dog. And I know that the ancient Egyptians were the first to keep cats in their homes. There are different breeds of cats and they have fur, whiskers, claws, and a long tail. So I know some basic facts already, and I'm sure you do know some basic facts about hedgehogs. What I need to do now is think about adding some extra information to each of these facts. So for example, I know that the ancient Egyptians were the first to keep cats in their homes. So I might like to find out now why they started to keep cats. So I would go to my computer or my iPad, my search engine, and I would type in a specific question. Why did the ancient Egyptians keep cats? Or you might say, how many hedgehogs are there in the wild? Because you probably know hedgehogs are wild animals. Let me see, another question. I know that cats sleep a lot. Now, if I'm writing to inform somebody about cats, just saying that cats sleep a lot isn't really going to help them learn much. So I might want to now find out exactly how many hours cats sleep for. So I would go and search for how many hours a day does a cat sleep? Looking at something else, I might think about the appearance, so the fur, the whiskers and the claws. Whiskers, why do cats have whiskers? So that would be another question I want to find out the answer to. So I'm going to go and do my research. While I do that, you can pause the video and go and start to make the notes, your first thoughts about hedgehogs. Back in a mo. Okay, hopefully you've had some time and you've managed to write down your first thoughts about hedgehogs. I'm going to show you now what I found out about cats, and I've started to organise my ideas. I've drawn out the start of my spider diagram. I mentioned yesterday that we're going to be doing a spider diagram to help us with our planning. So I've written cats in the middle of my sheet of paper and circled it. So when you do your spider diagram in a moment, write hedgehogs in the middle, circle that, and then you can draw 4 legs coming off. It's going to be a 4-legged spider. I've also made some notes at the bottom here, and these are the things that I want to include in my introduction. On my legs, I've added some keywords: life cycle, diet, behaviour, and appearance. Now, you will remember that the introduction, the first paragraph, tells us some general information about the subject. The paragraphs after that have ideas grouped together in them. So one of my paragraphs is going to be about life cycles. That's why I've written life cycle on this spider leg coming out here. Another paragraph will be about diet, behaviour and appearance. And just to save time, I've gone ahead and I've made some notes on 3 of my spider legs. While I was doing my plan and my research, I was thinking about the features that we discussed yesterday. And today I'm really concentrating on my factual description here, making sure I've got plenty of facts, having done my research now, and also making sure I've got some technical words and phrases in there, and that I'm thinking about using formal language. Okay, I'm not too worried about the tense at the moment because I'm in the planning stage, but factual description and technical words and phrases are really important, and I need to get those in my planning, so I'm not trying to think of those or having to go and find them out when I'm in the flow of my writing tomorrow. Now, while Miss Hedges is doing her video about hedgehogs, have some notes, Ready? You might want to draw this out in advance and listen to some of that key language that's specific to hedgehogs that she uses. I'm going to quickly go through and give you some examples related to cats, but I'm not doing your plan for you. I'm showing you how you can do yours. So I suggest you write hedgehogs in the middle of your sheet of paper in a few minutes, draw your legs coming off for the different aspects you want to write about, or watch the video first and then decide. Think about what you know already as well, and any other research that you're going to go and do. So the life cycle of a cat. I found out that cats have kittens. They don't have babies like humans do, they're called kittens. And cats are mammals, so they give birth to live young. So I think that is some technical language I'm getting there in my plan. A litter, which is the special name given to the group of kittens that are born, could have 2 to 5 kittens in. So if you think most human mothers give birth to 1 baby, unless they have twins or triplets, which is much more unusual. But a cat would have a litter of between 2 and 5 kittens usually, sometimes more, sometimes less. A cat, on average, lives between 13 and 17 years. A female cat can have up to 3 litters a year. Now, that works out, a female cat could give birth to 180 kittens in her lifetime. I thought that was a really interesting fact, so I've written that down and I'm going to put that in one of my paragraphs about domestic cats. Okay, let's look across the diet, and you might want to write about the diet of a hedgehog. Cats are carnivores, so again, some specific language there, scientific, technical language. They eat meat or fish. They like to eat lots of smaller meals. They must drink water. If they go without water for more than a few hours, it can make them quite ill. Some human foods are poisonous to cats. For example, onions would make your cat quite unwell. And cats are natural hunters. They eat birds and mice. So that's quite normal for them to do that. Sometimes they bring them back to the house as a gift for their owner as well, unfortunately. Cat behaviour. Cats spend a lot of time grooming. They have barbed or hooks on their tongues and they lick their fur and they clean it. They purr when they're happy. They curl up in small spaces, which makes them feel safe. And they sleep for about 15 hours a day usually, and that gives them lots of energy for hunting. Now, I've left appearance blank at the moment because I want to show you how I've jotted my ideas down. You'll notice I haven't written in full sentences. I've just done bullet points and keywords. So the appearance of a cat. Cats have fur, and that keeps them warm, but there is one breed of cat which is bald. So fur, apart from the Sphinx cat. And that is a bald cat. So cats have fur all over their bodies to keep them warm. They have sharp teeth. And they use them when they're hunting. So their teeth, their upper canines are like fangs. I'm going to say fang-like. And they're used for hunting. And they also use their claws for catching their prey as well when they're hunting. They have whiskers. Now, if you've got a cat and it eats a certain brand of cat food, it's a different spelling. So make sure if you are writing whiskers for anything, you might do writing about an animal with whiskers on Friday, make sure you spell whiskers correctly. So whiskers. Whiskers help the cats sense danger. So they are used in a sensory way. So in the dark, when they're hunting, a cat will use whiskers to sense any of its predators. Or any of its prey. So there again, I've got some technical language in there, language that is specific to cats, more scientific language as well. Let's just have a look at what I'm putting in my introduction. Make some notes underneath about that, I would suggest. So I'm saying what a cat is, and I've also researched and found out the Latin name for a cat. I'm going to put that in as well. Just like in the butterfly text we looked at yesterday. So I'm using that as a model for my plan and my information, and you can use that in the same way and use mine as a model to help you. So, domestic cat, the Latin name is Felis catus. It's a mammal, it's part of the cat family, which includes tigers, lions, and pumas. There are 37 cat species. I thought that's an interesting fact about the cat family, so that can go in as well. And they were first kept by ancient Egyptians to keep their homes free from rats and mice. So some general information about cats can all go in the introduction, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs with my information already planned out. So I'm good to go. You need to do your research now about hedgehogs, get it all organised so you're ready to use it to help you with your writing tomorrow. Good luck.